everybody. I need to get a sense of how long that little graphic lasts. One day I will. One day I'll get a handle on my own show. Anyways, hello internet. Hello. I feel like the show is not complete until I type in "hetero" over into chat. It's hello. It's regulars are filing in. I want to introduce you guys to one of my favorite humans I've met via interwebs, who I've yet to meet face to face, and it makes me sad because she provided my mom with a puppy.
Oh, I love that puppy.
Oh my God. I finally got to meet that puppy last fall. It's been a year since I've seen that puppy, and it's going to be forever till I see that puppy again. This is Ms. Jessica Coleman, an animal rehabber and sarcastic and snarky and skeptical woman who is just regularly smacking down the internet. Like, I don't know how else to phrase it. Like, you're like, I wish that you had like a page or something. Like it's because
I made one today. I did.
You made a page finally. Like, did you make a?
Yeah.
All right. So it's like tell people a little bit about who you are, where you came from, because you are, like I said, you're kind of a force of nature, and that you'll from your personal profile on Facebook, you make posts that just go viral occasionally and make your life hell for a few weeks, but they're worth it because they're amazing. Just tell a quick interruption. Sai Mom has entered the chat.
Hi, Sai Mom.
Hi, Sai Mom. So yeah, tell people a bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm just kind of a loose cannon of a person, I guess. And I've really created a life for myself where I'm allowed to be that. Like, I quit jobs that made me like not cuss on Facebook. I've really created a life where I can say what the fuck I want to say when the fuck I want to say it. And that rocks for a lot of reasons, but it really rocks because I do a lot of like advocacy type stuff. I do a lot of work with like abuse survivors and sexual assault survivors and animals. And Chunk, if you don't leave that hamster alone, I'm having animal issues right now.
You have a Chunk who's like Chunk is a favorite amongst your minions. I consider myself one of your many minions.
He's a train wreck of a dog, is what he is.
Amazing little Chunk. He's so good.
But yeah, so I love live animals, and I love dead preserved animals, and I love.
I'm fascinated by your fascination of cadavers. And
yeah,
whatnot.
Like if it's I just don't stop loving them when they die. I just continue their form in a jar.
So you're Celine Dion. Your heart will go on.
Yes, I love them so much. So yeah, that's just kind of animals and whatever else. I do a little bit. I'm easily bored, so I have a lot of irons in the fire. Photography and collect Ouija boards and
someone.
Yeah.
Someone just commented over from YouTube. I'm not a regular, but the Ouija board lady brought me here.
I met John.
Yes.
I went to rehab.
You've lived like 7 lives, and it's
true. It's true.
You're living your best one right now.
I am. And I just the 23rd, so a week from tomorrow, I was 8 years sober.
Yeah, and I've read a few of your stories from before you got sober. Girl, you've lived.
Man.
Like you lived hard. Like the fact that you were in such a good place now is like it's a testament to what was there underneath what was being hidden with the alcohol. Like was it alcohol or was it I don't want to delve into the too much if you don't want to talk about it. I apologize.
No, you know me, I'm like an open book. You ask me a question, I have an answer.
Gotcha.
It was actually meth for a lot of years, and then I quit doing street drugs. Yeah. And I'm like a small person, and I've gained like 40 pounds since then.
Because I've seen pictures from when you were like gaunt, but man, 40 pounds. You must.
Yeah, I weighed like 87 pounds at one point. Like, and so I quit doing street drugs, and I thought I was like big shit because I quit doing dope. But all I did was start drinking like a 5th a day, which. In fact, the day that I got sober was because I got a DWI, and I blew like a 0.28 at like 4 in the afternoon. I mean, it was like ridiculous.
Ooh, that's it's like I've never had like a wake up call on drinking. Like I had 1 month where I'm like, man, I got drunk 3 times this week, and I've had a really hard week. I should cut back. But we've all got our chemicals that we don't that our bodies do not handle well, and I'm just so happy for you that you decided, like, some people get to the point and they don't get well, or they don't find a thing that helps them get
Right.
well. And I remember reading a post from you about this, saying you were volunteering at the animal shelter,
Mhm.
and the first time that you didn't feel a need to use was when you were volunteering with the dogs. And that was just such a powerful thing that I read. And it's tell me a bit more about that, and how was that how you got into animal rehabbing?
It is, and for me, it's always been animals. My sister was always great with small children, and she was like baby dolls and children and all that, and I was always just better with animals. I wasn't even good with my own children until a few years ago. Um,
It's,
like I
she looks
love
like she's doing really. She looks like she's doing really well now.
my child. I love her. My daughter is a mess. She's also a force. Bless her. But but yeah, and so it was just I started volunteering actually in dog rescue, which I really don't do a whole ton
Mento,
of.
quick interruption because I have to go back and forth through the stream. Mento Darmento just commented, tacos are healthier than meth. In case you're looking for an alternative, you must know Jessica is a taco aficionado.
I am. I
So,
love a good. I
so
never met a taco I didn't love.
you already know the key to her heart.
That is very true. Tacos are delicious. But yeah, so it's just always animals, and I did dog and cat rescue for a long time, and I just kind of found my place with your more misunderstood critters, your possums, your lizards, your snakes, your small animals. If you have a dog problem, there are a dozen dog rescues around me. And there really wasn't anything for if you found a stray iguana, which happens. It has happened twice. I've been called for stray iguanas.
I did not realize you could find a stray iguana. That's
in
new
Texas.
information.
Yeah. I've had
Wow.
2 stray hedgehogs. I mean, you name it. I never know what's going to be like on my phone when I wake up in the morning. It's always like a weird voicemail. Like, I found this hedgehog floating in my pool. Can you help me? Probably. So yeah, that's just kind of it.
Hold on a second. I might have a cheesecake emergency.
Oh.
Yes. I thought I had. Oh fuck. It's
Uh-oh.
so I had a cheesecake in the oven, and it was supposed to be cooked for an hour and then kept in the oven with the oven off for an hour. And I thought I had turned the oven off, and my roommate, who was going to take it out of the oven, was like, "Hey, should I turn the cheesecake off too when I take it out of the oven?" And I'm like, so that's, but yeah, please do. Anyways, I hope that cheesecake that I just worked on for a bunch of hours isn't. Sorry, I just.
I burned dinner tonight. I was afraid
hey, teamwork on destroying things that we worked on to eat and we thought was going to be delicious. Oh, I've been stressing about this cheesecake too. Oh, I'm just saying, making gluten-free cheesecake is it's work. I'm gonna have a dried out, crumbly cheesecake. Nah! Sorry, I apologize. Carry on, my love.
I'm sorry, I was lamenting your cheesecake with you. Somebody asked what the most affectionate animal I never would have thought would be like that.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's funny because most of the animals I work with are dicks. That's why I work with them, because like if it bites me, I'm in love with it. That's my thing. Like if it has bitten me, I love it so much. But
oh man.
Yeah, most of my animals are jerks. My dog is nice, but he's also kind of a jerk.
Chunk is amazing. Like I live for Chunk stories.
Yeah, and he's bless him. He's just a dog, and I haven't raised a puppy in a long time. I usually adopt dogs, and he was like this little Chunk. That's how I got his name. He was huge compared to the other puppies, and I bottle fed 7 puppies, and it was a mess for like 2 weeks until I found other fosters, and he just like stole our hearts. And I love him. I also yell at him a lot,
I mean, Buddy came with his issues too. Like he was a stray. He was from a shelter, and he was a stray. And look, he's as cute as he is smart, and he's really fucking cute. So sorry, I said that wrong. He's as cute as he is dumb.
See, Chunk is, how do I say this? He's easy to train to do things like to sit, to stay, to whatever. he's not really hard. He's not really easy to train to not do things. Like behaviors I want to stop are kind of a problem. Like right now, he's just circling this hamster like a shark, and he won't hurt her. He just is very curious. And so, like my husband trained him to like help him fold the laundry, and so in that way he's brilliant. But like we're standing outside the other day, and there's a campfire, and my husband, sexy pants. Everybody knows him. Yeah.
I love that your husband is notoriously known as sexy pants.
Yes. I don't know if he loves it so much.
Look, if you're going to be known as anything, like, why not sexy pants?
Might as well be sexy pants. Yeah. I've been known as way worse.
Like, look, we know, like, we notoriously call the president cunt whistle, for fuck's sakes, at least around these parts. Like, there are worse things to be known as.
Yes, yeah.
And we notoriously know Ben Shapiro as man who cannot please a woman. So, like, look, there are way worse
things to be known as.
Yeah, we can't go an episode without mentioning Ben Shapiro's wife's dry ass vagina.
I saw your Ben Shapiro impression yesterday. It was amazing.
It's my impression of him explaining away the female orgasm.
Fast talk, because that's it. It's just firing stuff at you, and it doesn't have to make sense because by the time like that didn't make, there's a whole new thing.
Yeah, you're like, which question did you want me to fucking answer, Ben? Like, give me give me one that you actually wanted answer to? Yeah. Anyways,
I'll be rhetorical, Ben.
It's you got to want an answer to one, and I'll give it to you. I promise. Now I'm just waiting to find out if my top of my cheesecake is burnt.
Cheesecake.
It looks so pretty, and you don't even understand. It was this big, beautiful, glorious cheesecake. Sorry. Sorry. Carry on.
In a while.
Carry on, my love.
We're outside, and we have like a little campfire. We're cooking food over the fire, and my husband is talking to his friend about how smart Chunk is. And
it was off. The oven was off. The oven was off. Oh, okay. Phew. Never. Okay. Thank you guys for bearing with me through my neuroticism over a fucking dessert. Look, it was nice to worry about something that wasn't the death of democracy for 35 fucking seconds of my life.
Thank goodness.
Okay. Anyways, back to worrying about the death of democracy. Things that actually matter.
Yeah. Back to actual tragedies.
Anywho,
I do have a possum tattoo. Look, John's talking about it right now.
That's amazing. That is so cute. So thanks to you, I wasn't afraid of the possums when we found them up here.
Yeah, I love them so much.
I've joked about this often, like on here, because I live as you can see, I live in straight housing. Like I can't. It's I could pick this up and show around, but my place is a mess right now because I live in an attic.
Oh. Hello, did you leave me? Hello. I don't know if anybody can still hear me. Hello. Is our internet being dumb?
No.
No? Oh.
All the lights look like they're...
Oh, nope. I think it's her connection. Hey, can anybody still hear me? Oh, good. They can still hear me. Well, not good because we still can't hear Yvette. Sigh, babe, come back to us. We miss you. Come here, Chunky. Come here. Come say hi. Look, here's the Chunk. You see what I mean? He's a mess of a dog.
I'm back.
Oh, there she is.
Yay!
We met when we were gone.
Like, this is the second time this has happened today. As some of you guys who were over hanging out and chatting with me over on Discord, and I love my Discordians, my Discorders, my people who are in discordance with me. It's, as you guys know, like 20 minutes before I hopped on here with Jess to set up for this thing. I lost my internet connection entirely, and I was again panicking about something that wasn't the loss of democracy. And I was like, no, this happened before. And like I have, as you guys know, the interweb companies of the world have like sliced and diced up America, so you really don't have a choice in what you get for internet. And so I have I also by the way, I'm sure Jessica took great care of you guys, and you guys had a great time. So I'm glad we have Spectrum here. And as I've explained before, I know that sometimes the picture from here is shit. I know sometimes I'm breaking up, and it's like this is the best. This is literally the best I can fucking do, and I wish I could do better. We have as high of speed as I can possibly get. I'm plugged into Ethernet every time, and sometimes the internet's like, hey, guess what? We just need a quick nap. We need a nap. We need a nap. So anyways, thank you guys for bearing with me. Thank you, Jess.
It was mostly just me saying hello, 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 hello.
Jess for ferrying them on to the other side. We're here about the death of my internet. So I missed Chunk.
Yes, Chunky, come here. Come here.
We'll have a buddy and a Chunky together.
Come here. Come on. Oh, see, now he's chasing the other dog around.
Buddy
and Chunk. Say hi. Come here. Of course, he's going to be a jerk. What are you doing, Chunky? Oh, there he is.
Buddy bud. Bud.
You can't. He's like a blur of an animal.
Oh, I see his little face.
Say hello. What?
Buddy.
Wait, what's going on? Oh well.
Buddy, what's up?
Yeah, he's a mess of a dog. That's why.
No, Buddy was cute. Buddy likes to sleep under the covers. And this morning, like, he's a dog that will get annoyed if you wake him up before he's ready to get out of bed. Like, then he'll also like drag you out of bed when he's like, I'm ready to go. This morning, like, he woke me up by like licking my nose until I lifted the sheets for her.
Awesome. Oh, hi, Rosie. Oh, Rosie's the dog, y'all. Uh-oh, do we lose Yvette again, or is it just me? Oh my God, Pupper. Yes, there are dogs.
This is just getting embarrassing now.
Oh.
So like
my internet, because my internet actually kind of sucks.
No, it's definitely me. Like, because I can see when it goes from, because I have Ethernet plugged in, and the little symbol on my computer for you have Ethernet plugged in changes to you're getting Wi-Fi, and when it switches to that, the Wi-Fi sucks, and I just lose connection entirely. Like, and I cannot rely on Wi-Fi from this computer. I have a computer that's just like, you have Wi-Fi? Oh, that's cute. No, you're gonna lose connection for a minute. It's let's how about this? Let's try until the next time I lose connection, and let's try until the next time I lose connection, and then if it happens again soon, we'll call it a day, and we'll do this again another day. Like, because I don't want to fuck. I don't want to fuck with your time if this keeps happening, and I want to do this on a day that this works better. But anyways, like let's talk a few more things. Let's see. What of all the animals that you didn't expect were going to be so friendly? Wait, no, someone already asked that. Tell me your favorite bizarre animal story from doing this.
Oh God, there's so many. There's so many. Usually, misidentified animals. It's almost always somebody called me and said, I found this animal, and it's like not that animal. Like 2 days ago, they were like, I found a baby duck. And I was like, why is there a baby duck? Because all of our like black belly whistling ducks and all of them have had their babies, and those babies have grown up. Like, it's not that time of year. And so turned out to be a fully grown common yellowthroat, which is a tiny little songbird. Yeah.
I did not expect that.
And then once somebody called me and said they had found some kind of small hawk. And so I'm like ready with like the hawk stuff. I'm going to get talent today because I'm good at getting bitten talent. And it was a bobwhite quail. It was a quail. Yes. A little bobwhite quail. But yeah, I get a lot of, hey, this is a bearded dragon. I found a bearded dragon, and it's like some kind of native gecko. How can I make my neighbors leave the possums alone? I wish I could make all my neighbors leave the possums alone. They're just, I did go through the drive-thru with an owl in my passenger seat while I took to having boxes to put them in, and it's just like a great horned owl in my passenger seat at Starbucks, and they're like, man, is that an owl? Yes, it is. Almost all of my weird rescue stories are misidentified animals that I'm unprepared for. So, yep. Oh, hold on, I have a critter. Come here, Louie. Say hello. I don't know if y'all can see Louie because my screen is like weird. Well, somebody had two of them, and they were housed together, and they really shouldn't be. So he was much smaller than his friend, and wasn't getting like the proper light and all that stuff. So he came to me, and he's like tripled in weight since then. So we've put on a lot of weight. I don't know if you can see him. My camera.
I can see him. He's very cute. Here, I'm gonna shrink me down and show more of you.
Hello. Yeah.
And that way people are seeing the adorableness that they came here. Oh my God. And that way, if I accidentally get blinked out of here, there's not too much of a distraction.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, well, Yvette disappeared, so we're going to talk about lizards. And
yeah, like that way, like I'm really having connection issues, and this way, I'm just kind of asking you guiding a couple of questions, and they're staring at the cute lizards.
Yeah, but this guy, he's gained a lot of weight, and guys like this are why I try not to do that thing where I scream and holler about, oh my God, this guy came from such a shitty owner, or blah, 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 because there's so much information that's wrong, even in pet stores. So you can get, you can buy this baby at PetSmart, and you've taken him out of a situation where he's with other bearded dragons. So how are you supposed to know that he's not supposed to be housed with other bearded dragons? And how are they going to sell you 2 or 3 of them if they tell you that? And so a lot of them get housed together. A couple of my bearded dragons are like missing toes because they will literally eat each other's toes. And what they do is they compete for resources. So like you see beardies like laying on top of each other, and it's not cuddling. It's competing for resources and keeping each other from the UV light. And so he was so much smaller than he needed to be. And so he came, and he's got a really great UV bulb and, and like a really good diet. You know, we've got all kinds of live worms and bugs and stuff that he eats. So he's doing a lot better. But I try not to be too judgy, because nobody's going to call somebody to help them with this animal if they know that they're going to get a lecture. So I try to educate as kindly as I can, and just do as much good as I can do, because from a pragmatic perspective, it's just better to be kind, I guess, which is a weird thing coming from me for anybody that knows me, because I can be kind of a bitch, but not in this situation. All right, Chuck, leave him alone. Stop it. My poor Chunk is trying to play with the hamster that does not want to play with him. Let's see. It is rare to see, Russell Smith, it is rare to have people give like really great information to pet buyers, and especially animals like reptiles, where we're always learning more. So our information is always getting better. And that's one of the things I tell people, some of the worst mistakes are made by really experienced owners, because they've been doing it this way for so long, right? And you hear that a lot. I've been doing it this way for 15 or 20 years. And sure, but if you're probably doing some things wrong, because we've learned a lot about the care of these animals in the last 15 or 20 years. So yeah, to deal with especially reptiles and small exotics, there's always more new, better information. Oh man, a guy here who got fired from his job for rescuing ducks from nasty wastewater ponds. Jesus Christ. I do a lot of duck rescue also, but it's usually from people who have not thought through their ducks at Easter. And I'll get calls like, hey, do you take ducks? Because I got these ducks at Tractor Supply for my kids for Easter, and they live in my bathtub, but I have an apartment, and I don't know what to do with them. And I'm like, I mean, I guess you could bring them here because they can't live in your apartment. So yeah, I do a lot of duck rescue also. Anything be done in the future for cams with metabolic bone disease? Chameleons, man, they're a thing. Like they're so fragile, and they don't show you that they're sick until way after it's really late in their illness. And so yeah, it's just, you just got to have really great care and do it really, really right. You know, they need really great UV light, ultraviolet light. It's a bulb. You can buy them. I use the long fluorescent ones or mercury vapor bulbs. But yeah, you've got to get really great light and really great diet. The diet doesn't matter how good their diet is if you don't have the correct lighting, because they can't absorb the calcium. And that's how they get the metabolic bone disease. So by the time you see their metabolic bone disease, it's really advanced. You know, on your bearded dragons and whatnot, you kind of start to see a little earlier, but with chameleons, they're just, man, they're way more popular than there are people who know enough about them to raise them. Yeah, so.
So quick, can I be heard? I have no idea.
We hear you. I hear you.
Yay! Good times. So is there, just a quick question, is there anywhere where people can donate to help with either, I'm not sure if you're working still at Happy Tails right now?
I'm not. I do work with Happy Tails.
Okay.
Like when somebody brings me a dog, I frantically call them because I don't have anywhere to put a dog. And so I love them, but I kind of broke off and started my rescue. It's called Lumpy Lizard Reptile, Poultry, and Exotics Rescue.
Gotcha.
And it's because of metabolic bone disease. It kind of makes their bones soft, so they're lumpy lizards. And I do have a rescue page, and you can find it under that name.
Somebody just posted the link to it, facebook.com/Lumpy Lizard Rescue. So if you want to help out Jess's efforts, please go and donate to there.
Yeah, and we are currently a state nonprofit. We're still waiting on our nonprofit status to come back federally. So I'm currently operating as a Texas nonprofit while we wait for that. But yeah, nice. It's really exciting. But yeah, that's how I post my PayPal on there a lot, so you can find donation information to help me help critters on there. Chunk, leave the hamster alone. I'm really into this hamster. Hold on, let me grab the hamster so everybody can see it.
It's like there are questions I want to ask, and I have no idea what was asked while I was gone. Oh my God, it's a golden hamster. They're so cute.
Isn't she? It's a little Syrian hamster, and her name is Duchess, and we love her.
Oh, Syrian. Nice.
Oh, she's so cute. So any hamster that's not a mini hamster is a Syrian hamster.
Okay.
We see a lot of people that think just the big fluffy ones are Syrians, and then the others have different names. That's like a pet store trick to make you buy different species. But if it's not a mini hamster, it's a Syrian hamster.
Oh.
And these guys, I get a lot of these who are injured because they are solitary animals. And again, people want to house them together. So they get injured, and they don't know. They know you're not supposed to put Syrian hamsters together, but they also weren't told at the pet store that it's a Syrian hamster. So, you know, and a lot of misinformation comes from pet stores. And I don't want to be like that person who's a dick to pet stores the whole time I'm here, but God, just get it right, man. Oh, my Ouija board collection. These are my favorites. These are kind of my oldest ones.
I love that you have favorites like that. I feel like there has to be. Is there like a giant room, a pantry full of the Ouija boards?
I'm painting the wall I want to put them on right now. So, like, my computer currently is sitting on a stack of Ouija boards because I needed height.
I love that there is like that you're a skeptic and you're obviously there's no belief in this, but also it's just they're fun.
They're cool historically, and the history of them is really cool because they really weren't known as this tool of the devil until Hollywood got involved. Until movies like Poltergeist and Witchboard, the Witchboard movies were really big. And before that, they were like a cool parlor trick. I know, baby.
It's
I know.
just a quick note because someone is commenting about Wi-Fi advice. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm plugged into Ethernet. This is Spectrum. This is not my fault. I've done everything I can, but I appreciate the advice. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi and I'm surprised. It's kind of more surprised it's behaving itself. It's part of the reason I wanted to use my phone before I found out that wasn't really a thing.
Oh, no. My husband and I have decided that I'm cursed with computers that hate Wi-Fi. Like we've gone through and tried to adjust settings and whatnot. No matter what, his computers always get better connection to our Wi-Fi's than mine do. There's no good explanation for it. But like same room in the house, no, mine's like we reject it.
Done for now.
Let's see. There were questions I wanted to ask, and I don't know what got asked while I wasn't here. Now, I've seen you make this point before, and I think it's kind of an important one to ask. I've seen when people find an animal that needs help, and they want, the first thing they want to do is feed it, give it water. What's the first thing that you tell people to do when they find an animal that needs help before they get it to a rehabber?
Don't feed it anything.
It's
nothing. Delayed feeding will kill it a lot slower than improper feeding. And even if you feed it the right thing, if you feed it the right thing while it's dehydrated, it'll get bloat and die. If you feed it the wrong thing, it can die. If you feed it the wrong amount of the right thing, it can die. And it's like a human thing, I guess. Like we find something and we're like, oh, come here, darling. I will feed you something. And they mean well, but it can seriously hurt them. And so we always say, like, do not feed them anything. Put them somewhere warm, dark, quiet. Because when you get into your animals like bunnies and deer fawn, they can literally die just from being stressed.
Oh, wow.
Leave the baby rabbits alone. Oh, my God. Yes, I'm so glad somebody said that. Put the bunny back.
Put the bunny back.
The bunny back. The deer fawn, too.
Oh, my God.
They don't have babysitters. So mama goes off to eat during the day. So if you find like a baby bunny all by itself, bunnies.
It wasn't abandoned.
Like cottontail bunnies, they go off on their own when they're like 28 days old. I mean, they're like ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
So, but also their mom leaves them alone all day long. So if you found baby bunnies in a nest and nothing else is wrong with them, leave them there. It's like deer fawn. Mama deer only come back every like twice a day. So if you see a baby deer all by itself, leave it alone.
You mean it's not my new pet?
Please don't try to keep a baby cottontail as a pet because you can literally walk by them too fast and cause a breeze and they die.
You mean I can't pull an Audrey Hepburn and have a baby deer for a pet? It's not advisable. Dang it.
Deer grow up to be. Deer are made out of panic and pointy bits. That is it. And they can seriously hurt you because they're terrified and sharp.
Panic and pointy bits. It sounds like the last head of an HR department from a company I worked at.
But yeah, and so they will either die or kill you as they get older, and they just.
Oh my God.
That's it. And I mean, we don't even really. The rescue I work with, we don't really even rehab like adult deer because they seriously can rehab themselves in the wild really, really well.
Oh, wow.
And they will probably die in captivity. They get something called capture myopathy, which is basically the stress of being in captivity stresses them out so much that their organs start to fail and their muscles degrade and they're just.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they can literally just die from the stress of being in captivity. And it is, Kelly, illegal to make deer pets almost, I think, everywhere in the United States at least. But that actually doesn't stop people.
That is, it's captivity, myopathy. It's, what was it again?
Capture myopathy.
Capture myopathy. Does that happen to other creatures, to creatures other than deer that we know about?
Rabbits, I know, get it.
Yeah.
Like cottontail rabbits, they're also just really easy to kill in captivity. And it's funny because in my state they're not even protected. And so a lot of people call me when they've almost killed this animal, and then they call me, and then when it dies the next day, they're like, well, I don't know, I took it to this rehabber and she killed it.
That's a way to phrase it.
Yeah. So,
Oh man.
Bless them. They think they're doing the thing. That's it. They think they're doing the thing they're supposed to do, but don't feed it anything. And the things that I've seen people feed animals or recommend animals get fed is that's some more that
I've seen you list some of them off on Facebook before, and I'm
taquitos,
like
spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Somebody called me pita dove spaghetti because it's like a worm. And
oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Worms, for one.
Wow.
And two, no.
Wow.
I don't know where they got like this is the same because they're long and skinny, but
I mean, gummy worms are also long and like licorice, man. Like I
do love me some gummy worms though. Gummy worms and fruit roll-ups. Those are my weaknesses.
I'm just saying, and I know you guys know that I on a regular basis have my PayPal and my links to my Patreon down below in the description of this video. I also
today.
What?
I gave you $2 today.
I thank you so. I very much. I appreciate it very much
today.
Thank you so much. I also, and I say this half jokingly, I put a link to my Amazon wish list in there as well. If you guys want to buy me some candy, please buy me some candy. If you want, there is also, I also put Diet Coke on my Amazon wish list. So look, I will just please send me some Diet Coke. That's all I ever wanted in life was for fans to
live. Apocalypse, can I please have the Diet Coke?
The apocalypse. I'm giving you a week of distractions, including fuzzy animals. So please just send me Diet Coke. That's all I ever wanted in life. Anyways, back to I'm shocked. My internet connection seems to have been like, okay, fine. You're paying us for that. We'll give it to you. It's Russell Smith said, see, we told you no one complained about $2. Fine, I'll change the tier to $2. I'll give you all a warning that your monthly fee is gonna go. It's gonna double. It's gonna double. I will lose 5 people. I will gain much more. But I appreciate you guys all for donating to my Patreon. If you don't know where the links are, they are in the description to this video. Thank you again. Just a quick heads up. Normally, the monthly Patreon, the monthly Patreon only live stream would be this Saturday, but instead at 11 a.m. I am having a Saturday live stream, or 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm having a Saturday live stream with Seth Andrews of the Thinking Atheist. Which is going to be really exciting. So the following weekend, I'm having the Patreon live stream where we get to sit down and cry about the election. So that's going to be fun. Anyways, we get to have a retrospective sit down, have a brunch and a cry about what happened, or a celebration, whichever. We'll see. It'll be a good time. Anyways, back to this. So let's see. Someone said you should get a P.O. box so we can send Diet Coke and other random treasures. I'm terrified about the other random treasures, though. Like, you never know what's going to come if you're like, here's an open box. I say that, and I know I should just get a P.O. box eventually. So, let's see.
Sorry, I'm checking out my husband.
You're checking out sexy. But could we get a sexy pants? Wait, no, I don't know if he's clothed or not. If he's
clothed, he just took the dog out. He's really shy too. I told somebody today, he was like, are we going to see sexy pants? I was like, he's really shy. Like, as popular as I've made him on the internet, he's really not. Yeah, he's like my own personal cryptid. Like,
I feel like both of our I'm gonna throw myself onto the screen again. It's like I feel like both of our husbands are kind of like that. It's like, oh, our wives are gonna be loudmouths. We're gonna sit back here and like fix a thing occasionally. Yeah. We can chill out. It'll be cool there. But like, I get my husband on here once in a while. Like when he's handing me my coffee, I'm like, they want to see you. He's like, hi, runs away. Like. He's popped into my Patreon stream like once to answer a question. It was like that was it. Yeah,
somebody actually transported me an animal one time. She brought me, my friend Brandy brought me, I don't know, like a bird maybe. I need transport a lot. It's a thing because I can't drive around.
Yeah.
And so she comes and she gets out of the car and she's holding this box with like an animal in it, and then she looks over and my husband is working on the camper and she goes, "Oh my God, you're sexy pants." He sighs a lot. Bless him. He sighs a lot. And he was like, oh my God, I am sexy pants.
Like, I feel like he needs to like to add like an I am Heisenberg, like a robustness to that. Like, it's just, I confess.
Yeah, he's much more popular than he wants to be, I think.
Look,
he was like, are you still talking about me? You want to come say hi? No.
Look, it takes a comfortableness. It takes a level of deep. What's the word I'm looking for? It takes a level of deep comfort in your own bones to be like, yeah, they're calling me sexy pants on the internet. That's cool. Like,
Yeah,
and you're just
all these new people. Yeah, no, he's just looking at me like, please no.
Oh man, no, it's. Did you see that? I think there was a viral post the other day about a guy who bought a shawl and his girlfriend dumped him. That's some toxic. Yeah, because a shawl was too feminine, apparently.
Wow.
On the other hand, we're like, let's call our men sexy pants.
Yeah.
I think that is a good. Let's see. Russell Smith asked, where can I send him an I am sexy pants T-shirt?
You know what? You can message me on my rescue page, and I will get you that address. But I'm not going to say it on the streaming.
That is a good call. See,
this is my home address, and I don't really want to tell the whole world where I live because
that's a good idea. Don't give out your address on here. That is a good it's like there was news on about USC about there being a COVID outbreak at USC, and it was like I was trying to say it's really close to me without giving out how close to me it was when it was within blocks of me, and that was like I'm like guys, it's right. I don't want to say how close it is because it's awfully close to where I literally walked my dog on that street daily. Like so it's the internet's a fun place, isn't it? It's fun.
Yeah. And it's funny because people will be like, hey, your turtle is all over the internet, or hey, this poster of yours is all over the internet. And I was just like, I kind of exist in a constant state of all over the internet.
Yeah. There was someone once, this is the funniest thing, because I think like I'm listed on Facebook as Yvette Ross. Now my legal name is still Yvette D'Entremont. I never changed to my husband's last name, but Yvette Ross gave me at least the tiniest bit of anonymity because people don't know me as people don't associate that name with Cybabe, which is great. I was going somewhere with that. God damn it. I do this to myself constantly.
I interrupt myself and forget where I was going.
Let's see. One day I'll remember where I was. What were we just talking about before? Guys, I'm not on that many drugs, I promise. Not today, at least. Shit. What was I doing before I got into that stupid little ramble?
I don't know. We were talking about sexy pants and then husbands, and then you did not take his name for anonymity's sake because we were talking about addresses and people not showing up at our house.
It's just not showing up in God, I'll remember it. Like it'll come back to me in like 4 seconds and I'll be like, oh, of course I'm
You're like, oh right, the thing.
Yeah, all right. It's about not doxing yourself. Shit. Where did it's like what did I do with that? Yeah, I'll get there eventually. I'm like, I knew what it was. But yeah, it's so I wanted to touch on this quickly because we are both in kind of hot zones for the COVID. How are things out there in Texas?
Not so where I'm at, my county, I live in like a small town in a small kind of rural county. So here specifically, it's not really bad. But I also live an hour and a half from Houston. Chunk, start. If
Buddy was awake as often as Chunk, Buddy would be like that. Like he sleeps a lot.
He tries to fit in spaces he doesn't fit in. So he's trying to crawl under my chair. He doesn't fit. But yeah, COVID here is not super, super bad because we're far away from our neighbors. I mean, I live in town and I'm like have next door neighbors, but I'm on like half an acre. So I'm still kind of far from my neighbors. It's not like I have like neighbors on top of me. So it's really not that bad where I am. And we're really fortunate for that. But you go an hour and a half north and there's Houston, and then there's San Antonio or there's Corpus. I mean, around me, there's cities where it's much worse. So I'm kind of by the coast.
Yeah, being right here in the middle of everything in LA, it's like, well, just duck and cover. Hope it's okay. It's like at least they're kind of following science-based advice, at least to a point.
Yeah, and we have our science deniers, and we have our no maskers, and we have our Chunk question mark. Chunk's the dog. I don't know if you missed that, but he's my dog. But and we have a lot of. I like wearing a mask. I do.
Yeah.
I have several of them and they're cute. And I have like a bunch of them with animals on them. And I have ones like nose. I find it to be a fun fashion accessory. And especially since it got cold here. I say cold. It got like 50 degrees here and we all thought we were dying. Yeah. And it was so warm over my face.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it up even after COVID.
Yeah, like I've gotten so used to it. Like I'll sit there and kind of like I mumble to myself sometimes, or like I'll whisper as I'm like
Mhm.
I'm working some shit out. And now I'm not paranoid that people can see me doing that while I'm walking through the grocery store. I'm like I'm
Yeah.
silent. I'm silently like
But
like
also, I remembered that people can't see when I like do the small "I saw you in the grocery store" grin. You know the one.
yeah. It's like
They
yeah.
can't see me, so they just think I'm staring.
Have we all practiced smizing?
Yeah.
It's
And
we've
I do.
gotten
I'm like, smile up. Do the Tyra.
it's it's I believe Oprah said don't say cheese, say yay. And
She's
saying yay gives you that permanent like good smile, I guess, for pictures. That is Oprah's trick is yay, not cheese.
yeah. Chunk.
It's just we all needed that in your life, I guess.
Actually, babe, you want to put this hamster up? That would help. No one wants to be friends with the hamster. Don't worry. Look, I won't let you be on screen.
How does Chunk like when he plays with the smaller animals? Is Chunk trying to lick the smaller animals, play with, or eat, or somewhere?
He's never hurt any of them, and we obviously keep them, just because I don't want him to accidentally hurt them. But he wants to play. He wants to play with everything. He thinks everything is his friend, and like we have this little house chicken right now named Mary. I don't know where she went, but she's going outside soon. But he really wants to play with Mary, and Mary does not want to play with him. He's been pecked in the nose quite a few times. But he's never hurt anything. I just worry about his size because he could accidentally harm something. But
how old is he now? Is he still growing?
He will be a year old around the 1st because we got him right after Thanksgiving and he was 3 weeks old. I don't have any raccoons right now, Leslie. Don't have any possums or I've released everything. So all my animals are like exotics and injured stuff. I've got the one turtle.
It's the duct taped turtle.
Yeah, it's like HVAC foil tape that's put together like a puzzle.
Sorry. The funniest thing you've posted in a while is a picture of you and that turtle saying, "Guess who pooped today?" And it was like I saw that. And I'm like, both? Why not both?
But his was meaningful because he had not done it in a while.
So talk to us a bit about. Will you get a turtle that's been smashed to bits, and the way you fix this is duct tape?
Well, it's not duct tape. It's like aluminum foil tape,
wow.
like HVAC air conditioner tape.
Oh wow!
Do you want to grab him for me? And he's swimming in the sink. But
nice.
And it's funny because I'm in this presentation for a wildlife rescue. It's like a wildlife rehabber symposium, and this lady's up there talking about we've been cutting like the clips off our bras and epoxying them to the shell and using wire and using things like all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God.
And it turned out, and she was like, it turned out this foil tape that you get for $10 at the hardware store is perfect. And we were like, so just tape them up? And they were like, yeah, you just tape them up. And it's perfect because it doesn't come off when it's not supposed to, but it also peels off easily when I need it to. And so this is Crash. And this is Crash's tape.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so he hasn't bitten me before, so I don't want to get bit on camera.
We understand that. That's okay.
Yeah. Although I did get bit by a rat snake live on Facebook one time. I was releasing him and he bit me like while I was live streaming.
He just wanted to let you know, thanks for the help.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this
was a love bite.
foil tape, and he's he's been in the water for a while, and his tape is still.
Wow.
Yeah, and I posted on my rescue page. I posted like the injury, and it was just like 9 days. It was just like this huge difference.
Wow.
And I was like, this is such a game changer for turtle rescue because epoxy. It's so hard to work with like epoxies because they pop off, and so if it pops off in the wrong time, and your turtle pops back apart, and I've seen people use screws, but they feel this. They feel this.
That's just. You said that's just a foil tape from the hardware store?
It is. It's called. It's like aluminum foil HVAC tape. Yeah.
I'm gonna there are other things that I want to piece together that I need to be waterproof, and I'm like, that sounds like it's gonna work on it. That's amazing.
But it also peels right off when I need it to. So yeah, it's really a game changer because I can just take it off, but it also doesn't leave like a residue. It's perfect. And
Good.
so, yeah.
I'm so happy for your turtle.
Crash. His name is Crash. I don't know if that's inappropriate or not, but
No,
hard.
look, we've told much more inappropriate jokes here than a broken turtle named Crash. Like, that's perfectly fine.
But he's kind of a local celebrity right now too. Like I interviewed with the local newspaper the other day for him and the rescue. So I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, and it is the kind of tape that's used on aircraft because somebody I did not know that. Somebody pointed that out to me. And they were like, it feels kind of like overkill because and I was like, look, I don't think that Crash is going to need to go 500 miles an hour, but if he does,
you never. Hey, he has dreams, Jess.
It would never. Cover your ears, buddy. You could do whatever you want. Do anything you put your mind to, little guy.
He could beat a rabbit in a race. It could happen. Don't stop on his dream.
Seriously, I love him so much. And he's got like a leg thing. I'm hoping. Okay, I say hoping. I'm supposed to be hoping that he's releasable. But if he's releasable, I will absolutely release him back where he came from.
Yeah.
But he's got like a leg that's not. He's not real fast and. Shockingly, turtles are a lot faster than you think they are, but he's really not fast. So, but if he's not releasable, then we will just use him as like an education ambassador is the word we use. But if he's releasable, I will absolutely release him as much as I will be sad. But he's a good, yes.
He's a good little turtle.
Yeah, he's a sweet. I say sweet. He's not sweet. He bites, but no.
I mean. Does he bite more than any other turtle though?
No, and they just like I said, they're just if it loves me, even if it bites me, I fall in love with it. That's it. Like he's just, wildlife. You're gonna get bit. I get bit, I get taloned. I get all kinds of stuff. I would never. The worst thing that's ever happened to me is so vultures when they're scared, they throw up on you. And vultures already eat stuff that's really, really gross.
So it's not any better after it's been half digested.
It is really, really awful. I would get bit and taloned every single day for the rest of my life before I would get vomited on by a turkey vulture again.
Oh my God. That sounds...
Other than that, the vultures actually smell kind of good. I love vulture smell.
Huh.
Weird, right?
What a thunk.
They do. They're like the best smelling. Fun fact, vultures are the best smelling wildlife that I have encountered.
Oh my God. That is random and like what can you describe the notes on the vulture?
It's like earthy and kind of dusty and just almost spicy. It's hard to put your finger on, but it's a very pleasant smell. And they keep on their feet to stay cool, but their poop really doesn't smell bad. Possum poop is the worst.
I have had some of that in my attic before. It was the fact that it's so like I was like, no, why aren't you in pellets? Why are you streaking across my floor?
Like in comparison to the animal, possum poop is ginormous, and it's so bad.
Huge. It smells. It is liquidy, and I was not happy with that. Like. My cat was the one that helped us find the possums, wonderful creature that he is. And one day I just saw him because possums, they play possum, and I thought at first the possums were dead, and then I realized I was wrong. It's just they were like, I'm being carried. I'm gonna be quiet for a moment.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, 2 possums in his mouth at the same time.
Oh my God. Yes, actually, yes, I probably should not be touching my face, but it's a thing I do because turtles actually don't do what I do. Do as I say, not as I do, because they actually they can carry salmonella. Which is totally what's going to take me out of this world because I also kiss my chickens. Sorry, CBC.
Oh man. It's like if that's what takes you out, you die doing what you love.
Literally nobody will be surprised. They'll just be like, oh, salmonella. We totally, yeah, we expected this.
It's something's going to take us all out eventually. Like just a side note, because I can't get through one of these things without at least like 17 jabs at Trump. Like, look, whenever I hear someone talking about they died doing what they loved and it was like going to Sturgis, it's like, yeah, they died doing what they love, being misled by someone who's really anti-scientific. But you're playing with chickens. I can get behind that.
I love them so much. Chickens are surprisingly amazing pets, by the way. If you're looking for like a really surprisingly fun pet, chickens are it.
Your pictures of you with chickens and turkeys have changed my mind on like the personalities of these creatures, especially Leslie. I miss Leslie.
I miss Leslie so much.
I never met Leslie, and I
I'm
miss
gonna put Leslie right here by Steve. Actually, that's my next tattoo is Leslie. But yeah,
and the Leslings.
I still have the Leslings though. I do. Both of them are alive. And they're still kicking. They're out there. And Mr. Ron is out there, and I have a Muscovy duck that I think Ron has a crush on because I have not seen Ron poof himself up in pretty since Leslie died, but since this Muscovy duck came, he does that now, and she's also the only one that's allowed to like if he's where she wants him to be, she'll just nip him like in the butt, and anything else in that pen outside would be dead if they did that. She's the only one allowed to do it. I don't know. I'm not trying to stop their star-crossed love.
Could be a bonded pair. Could be just they like look. Maybe they have fun talking over the water fountain. Who knows?
I'm not going to judge.
We're not here. We're just here to love.
Yes, if they're in love, that's fine. And I wish that I was able to do this on mobile. I would go outside and show Ron because he's a very very handsome turkey. He's a beautiful boy, and I love him.
Oh,
he loves hash browns. It's his favorite snack.
I would say bring the turkey inside, but I feel that might not be an acceptable thing.
Well, you know, not that I've never had a turkey inside my house before, but Ron is not like snuggly, and he slapped the shit out of me with one of his wings one time, and it hurt.
Oh my god!
It was like I'd been slapped by a person who had like feather marks on my face. He's kind of jumpy and not a tame animal unless you have hash browns. He will eat hash browns out of your hand, but that's about it.
Amazing and horrifying.
Yeah.
It's so just flipping back to a question for a second. If somebody wants to get into animal rehabbing, what would you suggest is the first step for them?
You know, your first step is usually poop. We need people to help us clean our cages out, and we need people to help us transport. And that's how I started, was in transport. And so, you know, I went to like a presentation at the Wildlife Rescue. I work with Gulf Coast Wildlife Rescue here in Texas. And I went to one of their meetings, and they called me, Cherie, who trained me, called me and was like, hey, you strike me as the kind of person who wants to chase down an owl. You think you could go? And I was like, I'm exactly the kind of person.
How did they know?
I don't know. You nailed it. Right. And so I did. I had to chase down an owl, like throw a blanket over it and drive it to her.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's how that happened. And you know, where I am, our rescue always wants to help train you. We always want rehabbers. I know some rehabbers that really don't. It maybe because it's such a part of their identity that they think it makes it special. My husband knows what I'm talking about. He just gave me the
I've heard I've seen you mention these people on your.
They don't want to train you because they think that being a rehabber makes you special, and it's such a part of their identity. They don't want anybody else to do that. And we don't. We're like, do you want to help us? Because I'm tube feeding 37 possums right now. Do you want some?
Yeah. It's like you've mentioned the people that are like, I want to take all the animals in. You're like, sure, take a few off my back.
Sure, good with that. Yeah,
the more people that are doing this confidently.
To be in a competition with me, feel free to win because I'm not gonna fight you over it.
No, it's like the more people that are into this, that are doing this competently and properly trained and collaborating in an area, the better, right?
Yeah. And like I'm all our county has except for other rehabbers that I have brought in, and so I do a lot of like triage. And so I know a little bit about a lot of animals.
Yeah.
I do a lot of triage, stabilize, and then I'll send it to somebody who specializes in that. You know, I do reptiles myself, and they're kind of my soft spot.
Oh.
But yeah, I do like squirrels and whatnot. I send them to other rehabbers a lot. I do a lot of intake and triage, and I really love that. So. And I do. That's true. The hardest part is not biting off more than you can chew. Julie Reese said that, and it's true because I am really really, really into self-care. I also, midsummer, always take a camping trip. And it pisses off a lot of other rehabbers because that's the really hard and heavy time. But I really need to, I can't pour from an empty cup, you know?
I mean, the number of times I've seen you say, I'm taking this vacation, or I'm turning my phone off for a few days. Please don't, like, no matter what, don't contact me. And it's like, you just need 2 fucking days sometimes.
Yeah,
you go camping for that.
Yeah, we do a lot of camping. And so, and it's funny because I took a break from animal rescue last time we went camping. And then in the canopy over our picnic table at the park, a sparrow was stuck inside the pole. And so we wound up having to do an animal rescue. We actually thought it was a bat, and we just fed like a couple of pieces of rope down there so it could climb them, and it turned out to be a sparrow. And so yeah, in the middle of my vacation, we had to do a
you cannot escape. So guys, I know normally I do an hour and a half-ish, but occasionally I have stuff that I have to do. And tonight it's Thursday. It's my group RPG night. I have to go play Masha is Spirit of Russia. We have to go fight Lumacat. It's very hard to fight Lumacat on Jupiter, on moon of Jupiter. It's tough mission. I have to prepare. I have to go. I'm a weirdo. And so one quick request. I know that you come and watch these live streams sometimes. Have you been around for a screen lick?
I have been around for a screen lick, and I was like, man, I guess I'll lick the screen.
You're gonna lick the screen
because I have cavities in the front of my teeth, and I was like, they're gonna be right there on screen, but I'm just fine with it. It'll be okay.
You can stick the tongue out and be very cautious about the teeth if you would like, but you know what? However you want to approach this, let's on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Awesome. Now, where can people hunt? I know we said it earlier in the episode. Where can people hunt you down and find what you're doing with the lizard rescue?
Okay, so the reptile rescue is Lumpy Lizard, Reptile, Poultry, and Exotics Rescue. I also made a page today, finally.
Yay!
It's called Mama Possum's House of Curiosities and Critter Emporium.
That is a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but it's very me. So
what's the Facebook address for it?
Mama Possum's house, I think.
Possums.
Let me see. I'll find it real quick.
Mama Possum's house. Typing in and seeing if it works as a link.
That's what I'm doing. I'm typing it. It's Mama Possum's house. MOMMAPOSSUMS house.
Guys, just I shit you not. She is like there. I have friends who have not had like a thing that they're putting out into the universe yet that entertain me more on Facebook than the people who are trying to show their shit to everyone. I'm so glad she finally made a page. Like, go follow her now. If I understand we're all financially strapped, if you can,
I'm gonna try to comment it right now. Oh, look, John's got me. That's my friend John. He's a good friend.
Yay! And it's like if you can throw some money towards towards the Lumpy Lizard Rescue, please. I appreciate it. Jess appreciates it. I clearly have lost my ability to talk. It's about that time of day. God, and I have so many more days of this.
Oh my God! I'm gonna watch as many as I can too.
Yeah, so. I appreciate it. Anyways, thank you so much. I am so sorry that my internet connection is from Spectrum. It was nice to not talk too much about Trump for an afternoon. It's like, look, I'm incapable of not because it's just in the ether. But it was nice to just chat about animals, and Chunk was adorable, and it was. You're lovely and fantastic in every way, and thank you for gracing us with your presence, guys. I will see you, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 for our regularly scheduled Friday. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Say bye, Crash.
Bye, Crash.
All right.